after you finish punching, it is always very important to clean up your work. And what I mean by that is cutting off the tails that are sticking out, but also making sure that the lines are very crisp. The different colored loops will sometimes intertwine with each other, and it's very easy to clean it up. We're going to start from this side and simply push all the loops that are teal colored to the one side and the beige loops to the other side. Here, for example, the loop is tangled with a beige one. So I'm holding the teal loop and pulling the beige one from under it. Oh, it's actually a tail. So now I can just cut it off and let's continue. Here we have an actual tangled loop situation. The teal loop is sitting around the beige one. What I'm going to do is push this one up, hold it, and then simply pull the beige one out like that. This can be a bit of a tedious job, but also important for the outcome of the design. Here let's look at the before situation, and there you go with the after. One of the things you will have, of course, is tails, which you have poked through from the other side. What I like to do is pull them up and then cut them as close to the loops as possible, like that. And then you won't see it anymore. So you just have to go through your entire rug and look for all the tails sticking out and just cut them off. When you finished cleaning up your rug, and by that I mean cut all the tails and cleaned all the lines, it's time to set the rug. And what I mean by that is that we're going to iron out all the wobbles that are very natural to a punched fabric. When you punch even tighter than me, your rug probably has the tendency to roll up. So what we're going to do is steam press the rug to make sure it stays flat. And as an added bonus, this will also set your wool yarn to help it all stay in place. Okay, so I've just heated up my iron. I've set it to about the highest setting, and I'm going to use my steamer. So I've put water in it. So now I will take one of my tea towels and I will simply put it over it. And then take my iron and start steam pressing the rug. So make sure the steam is coming out and just gently go over the rug, over one small area. You can also hold it down for a few seconds, but be careful and make sure that nothing is too hot. So then I will take a look. And as you can see, some steam is coming off of the rug, which means it's a little bit wet. And then you can see that the areas will start to flatten out. So steaming is also really good to set the wool yarn together with the monk's cloth and make sure that the wool is really set in place. And make sure that all these little wobbles that are in here will flatten out, and we'll make sure that it all looks super clean and nice. So let me show you this little area. Put it on here. Steam. So I like to move it a little bit. Okay, let's take a look. You see the heat coming off of it, and you see that this is all really flat now, so it looks really nice. So when you've got an area that doesn't want to stay down as much, and you might even want to press on your iron a little bit. Normally I like the weight of the iron to do the work. You have to realize that afterwards your loops, when you press down, will look a little, well, they look like they have been pressed down, so I don't necessarily love that look, so I try not to push down as much. So now for something that can stir up quite a debate, whether or not to use glue or latex on the back of your rug. Spoiler alert, we will not be using any glue. Putting latex on the back of something that you made with a tufting gun, that might be sensible, but putting it on the back of your beautifully handcrafted punch needled rug seems so wrong to me. I see people slathering up this latex on your gorgeous wool, and it kind of hurts my eyes a little bit. For pieces that have been made with a tufting gun, this might be a different story, because the wool is maybe not that much grabbed by the backing cloth as it is with punch needle. With punch needle, it's a very different case. The tension of all the loops together in the monk's cloth holds the whole thing together, and there is no need to put glue on the back to keep everything in place. It's actually better for your rug if you don't use any latex. Some of the latex brands even have the tendency to crumble over time, and this sits between your wool yarn and starts eating away at the yarn, which is really bad for your rug. And furthermore, if you put latex under your rug, you close off the underneath, and then on top the dust settles, and it settles in between the loops, and there's no way for it to go because the bottom is all closed off. And then the wool together with this dust will also start eating away at your rug, and that's not something we want. So what we're going to do is hem away the monk's cloth that is still sticking out along all the sides, and then leave the rest of the back open, so you can actually access all the loops and stitches from the front and the back. And some loops get loose, which perhaps can happen maybe over time. You can easily fix it from the back, and then your rug will be as new. So chances of the loops coming loose are biggest when you have pets. So when your dog or your cat scratches over the loops, then maybe something can get loose, or perhaps when you hoover it way too hard, and you still have to be careful with it, but there's no need to put glue.